Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to COD Zombies HQ. There has been a lot of recent leaks about new Zombies map content coming to Cold War Zombies, possibly within Season 1, which begins on December 10th. But because these leaked details about the new map has been spread across time and different topics, it's time to bring them all together, wrap them up in one cohesive package, and with all of the details we know now, present them to you in a way that makes sense so we can determine exactly the most likely options for what exactly Treyarch is planning on adding to Zombies in Season 1 beyond what they've announced already. Now, you might have seen this image before. This is the public image that Treyarch released detailing their Season 1 roadmap coming to Call of Duty Cold War. You'll notice that it seems like multiplayer has been given the farm, they got new maps, new modes, new everything coming to the game, whereas for Zombies, it seems like Treyarch is advertising here only new Zombies modes. But if you look a little bit further, digging into the details about Season 1 content over on Treyarch's blog, you'll find that they're not only advertising new modes, but new other content as well, with new leaks identifying what map could be coming to this game as new content, as Treyarch stated in their blog post. The first of which comes in the form of an extensive, accurate leak that was posted even prior to the release of Cold War Zombies. The contents of this leak got pretty much everything about the game right before it was released, from the way the perks and weapons work in this game, to the D Machina map itself, to boss zombies on the map, to storyline details. But there's one huge thing that stands out that they said would be in the game at launch that wasn't, where they said this, that there would be 3 maps at launch. D Machina, codenamed ZM Silver, which, yep, obviously now that the game's released, D Machina is obviously in the game, and within the files, it is referred to as ZM Silver, which features Nacht in it, FireBase Z, codenamed ZM Pink, which we'll get to later, which is set in Vietnam, and this is the important part, and a normal survival map variant of the Nacht that appears in D Machina. Well, now that the game's released, obviously there's no Nacht survival map, so the question is, where did it go? Well, recently we got an actual answer to that question, coming in the form of a cut content mega thread by prominent leakers the Cheeseburger Boys over on Twitter, who sourced this information from content from the pre-alpha, alpha dev builds of Cold War, including word of mouth by playtesters. There's a bunch of details about cut Cold War Zombies content in this thread, but the specific one we are interested in says this about the Nacht survival map that was leaked prior to the game's launch, where they say, quote, "After originally completing D Machina's main quest, you would load into a separate match of Nacht Survival. It would be classic Nacht it was cut for unknown reasons, maybe DLC." So first of all, it seems like Treyarch was trying to go for a WoW throwback where after the campaign of that game, you'd load into Nacht for the first time. It seems like this is what Treyarch was trying to replicate with the D Machina main Easter egg in early builds of Cold War Zombies, which shows that the concept of a dedicated Nacht survival map in this game wasn't just a random leak, that Treyarch did definitely work on it during development, but cut it from the game before launch so they could give it to us as DLC. My guess would be during Season 1, but we'll go over a grand unified theory about what's coming to this game after we go over the rest of the new map leaks that recently came out. Because along with the Nacht survival map released in the original leak before the game was launched, there was another map mentioned, the fabled FireBase Z, which would be a Zombies map set in Vietnam inside of an old rundown American Firebase, not too dissimilar from Firebase Ripcord, which featured in the campaign mission. We know in the past that Treyarch has utilized a lot of campaign assets in creating new Zombies maps, where pretty much every single Zombies map in the past, to a certain degree, has reused major assets from the campaign, especially classic Zombies maps like Verrückt, Ascension, 5, and Numa, which ties it all up nicely considering the existence of new, super clear HD gameplay we now have of when a player's campaign mission glitched out, a ending cutscene didn't play, meaning he was able to explore the whole map of Firebase Ripcord. And on it, as we covered recently, but now we can now see in full HD resolution, are assets from Numa, a Zombies map, being used as part of this Firebase. This again fits within the theory that just as D Machina used Nacht as part of its map, FireBase Z will use parts of Numa as part of its map. So the initial leak told us that FireBase Z was coming. That seems to have been confirmed due to information within the game we have right now in the intel files, as well as an outbreak location in Vietnam being plainly visible in the intro cutscene. We get a little bit more details relating it to Numa as a result of the campaign gameplay, though it doesn't answer when we might actually see the map, though it seems like it should have actually been here at launch. Well, that question seems to have been answered recently thanks to new leaks from prominent leaker Tom Henderson, who said over on Twitter that the leaks going around at the moment with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War are kind of concerning phase, where he continued by saying, for a start, don't expect a new Zombies map until around February, which coincidentally should be around the start of Season 2 for Cold War. But now that we have all of the information, we can start to construct a better idea of perhaps what Treyarch is planning going into Season 1 and beyond. So we know that a dedicated Nacht classic survival map was in Cold War Zombies at one point or another, possibly cut for DLC. Treyarch has said that along with new game modes, new content is coming to Zombies within Season 1. With how sparse Zombies content is in the base game here of Cold War, and how much I've seen the community saying over and over again, Treyarch, we need something else besides just Die Maschine, I'm losing my mind here. It seems to me that the most plausible option here would be Treyarch releasing that Nacht survival map for free as part of Season 1 content in Cold War Zombies. Now, this obviously wouldn't be a new Zombies map, it's obviously an old Zombies map that is also inside of the game itself right now within another map, but it will provide new content, new gameplay opportunities, a quicker, get right into the action approach to Zombies that Die Maschine is missing in a certain way. And I can imagine the close quarters action within the bunker of Nacht der Untoten with Cold War's mechanics actually playing really good and a lot of fun. But that leaves our second map, FireBase Z, of which this entirely new Zombies map set in Vietnam is most likely, to my eye, going to release as part of Season 2 sometime in January, February, which corresponds to Tom Henderson's leaked information about it. Now, don't be mistaken, because when FireBase Z and Nacht der Untoten release is a huge deal for figuring out what exactly Treyarch is going to do with Zombies for the whole rest of the DLC seasons in Call of Duty Cold War, because it will show us definitively the general release timetables that Treyarch is going to be going for in this game. I know a lot of people are hoping that in some way, shape, or form, we get a new Zombies map with every new season coming to Call of Duty Cold War in the same way that multiplayer does. Well, if Nacht does release as part of Season 1, and then the bigger, more prominent FireBase Z releases as part of Season 2, that kind of sets up what I think is actually a really good system of Treyarch releasing a major new Zombies map every other season, with the seasons in between Treyarch releasing more smaller pieces of map content like a small survival map like Nacht. That would go a long way to making sure that Treyarch keeps our community engaged, which they've had a real trouble doing in the past, especially considering this is the sparsest Zombies game we've ever had since World at War for map content at launch, while also giving time for the developers to work on those big, massive new Zombies maps, of which we have FireBase Z. After that, likely according to the leaks, will be a map set in Berlin with parts of Kino der Toten featuring in it, and then after that, apparently there's supposed to be a map set around the Der Riese facility, so we kind of know what to expect as to the major Zombies map releases coming to this mode in the future. It's what Treyarch decides to do in between that we should kind of be worried about, and really hope that Treyarch will deliver for us in a game in which the Zombies mode is more popular than ever. When any kind of news about that new content drops, you'll know where to find it, so be sure to subscribe here to the channel if you haven't already, and if you did enjoy today's video, hey, consider leaving a thumbs up. People have been saying it since the launch of this game, Treyarch has a real opportunity on their hands to, I hate to use the phrase, but make Zombies great again. Everything they need to make that happen is already in the game. The base mechanics are good. Now it just needs more actual map content besides just one map. And these leaks shedding some light on exactly kind of what we can expect has been really nice. But that wraps up today's video. I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video tomorrow. Peace.